and it's certainly bright too. So I would venture to say that it is certainly some winds in that storm that is whipping. Now it looks like with this latest scan, we're still seeing that those winds toward the radar on the stronger side, and then those winds going away from the radar on the weaker side. So for the most part, I mean, I think we're looking at a storm that could start to weaken within the next few minutes. Again, the National Weather Service until 1:45, though, giving this tornado warning, and that'll move off into Pennsylvania, and then the Pennsylvania TV markets will take it from there. That'll be out of Ohio. So this is the only storm that we are looking at right now with large hail and a possible tornado. So the storm track tells us that it is moving off to the north and to the east. Again, I put this polygon on there just to kind of give you that general direction that it's moving. Now it's moving, looks like due east, so not northeast, but due east. Again, this is for Ashtabula County. And it's also a severe thunderstorm warning because of the hail component, the gusty winds as well. So large hail of about an inch or so or higher. And then we've got the tornado threat as well, which makes it a severe thunderstorm warning. And then the tornado threat makes it a tornado warning. So again, in Ashtabula County, you'll want to take shelter in northeastern Ashtabula County. If you're in southern Ashtabula County, you're fine. This is not going to impact you. But if you are in Ashtabula and eastward, then that's where you'll want to make sure you're in that centermost portion of your house or your apartment because of the large hail that's coming down and the tornado threat as well. And we had mentioned that these storms today, the tornado threat was low, but the big component were the gusty winds and the heavy rain and some large hail at times. If you were with us this morning, they were getting you through that there on the morning newscast. So oftentimes we'll go back and take a look at the storm relative velocity. Again, that shows me where that rotation is, because that's the danger spot right there, is the center of rotation. And so we're still seeing that just to the south of Kelloggsville, and it's moving east down to Monroe Center. So if you are in Monroe Center in Ashtabula County, you want to get into that safe spot. Again, that centermost portion of your house or your apartment or your basement, if you will, because of that storm that is exhibiting rotation. I'm going to put the radar on and loop it for you just so you get a sense of where the storm is moving. Again, we have to zoom into this far northeastern portion of northeast Ohio and northeastern portion of Ashtabula County, because that's where the storm is. Look at all that lightning that's with this storm. It's just to the north of Pierpont. So if you're in Pierpont, you're okay. But if you're Ashtabula and eastward, that right along looks like 84. If you're right along 84, just to the south of 84, between 84 and 196, it looks like that is. That's where the bulk of this storm is, and it's moving eastward into Pennsylvania. Give it another 15-20 minutes and it'll be into Pennsylvania. But there's a lot of lightning with this. It's a typical severe thunderstorm. I mean, it's a lot of lightning, a lot of rainfall, possible rotation, possible tornado with this storm, and then some large hail with this. So make sure to stay away from the windows. That's one of those things. I know sometimes we get into these habits where we see these storms come through and you want to take a look at it and see what's going on outside, see if it's any damage to your house or apartment or what have you. But best to just kind of stay away from the windows with these, because you never know what flying debris is going to be out there, whether it's a straight line wind gust or a tornadic wind. So just kind of stay away from there, and again, get into the centermost portion of the house so you can get away from those windows and anything that can blow in any debris. And sometimes these very strong wind gusts for the past, this has been an active season. So far in the spring and in the summer, we've had these severe thunderstorms with these either strong wind gusts that are straight line. Remember that microburst that was last week? And then sometimes there's that tornadic element to it as well. So just be on the safe side and stay away from the windows so that you don't have to incur any damage to yourself. Let's just keep it to the property if that's the case. So again, a tornado warning, that's why we're on. That's why we're in the big box and the soccer game is in the little box. And once this threat is over, then, and that moves eastward into Pennsylvania, then we will hop off and get you back to the soccer game. But this is always a threat in the spring and in the summer where you get these tornado warnings that pop up from time to time. And I know if you're in other parts of the viewing area and there's nothing going on, you're like, hey, come on, this is way up in northeastern Ashtabula County. Well, this is the pattern that we have to watch for the rest of the day, because there are going to be numerous more showers and isolated thunderstorms with them. And so we have to watch each thunderstorm now to see if they, again, we said the threat was low for a tornado, but now this says, okay, even though the threat is low, now we have to be on the lookout for that possible rotation element in some of these storms, because now one has already decided to fire off in this favorable atmosphere now. So now we'll be watching other storms as we go through the afternoon and evening. So that's why you can't let your guard down if you're in other areas this afternoon. So even though this is happening in northeastern Ashtabula County, this could easily be somewhere else this afternoon and into the early evening. We do expect the shower and the storm threat to diminish as we head into the early evening hours, say about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock or so. But right now, this is the one that we continue to watch here. Let's take a look at, again, some of that potential hail size, because it is large. I'll see if I can't get maybe our hail size to work and see if I can't query maybe our tool to give me hail size. Doesn't look like it's going to want to query. Let's see here. Nope, that one's not going to want to query. Let's see if I can't put this one on here. Let's see if we can't get a hail size from this. By the way, this hail is around Beulah and Sheffield Center is where this is at. So just know that some large hail is coming your way and falling as a matter of fact. So not giving me a hail size, but it is telling me that it is large hail. And large hail classify is an inch or more. Let's take a look at some of these hail sizes real quickly. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, large hail. So we look at quarter, and that's what we're looking at as far as some large hail at times. So, and that's severe threat. That's the lower threat threshold of large hail, but it is a threshold. So we could be seeing some quarter size hail there. Let me look at what the National Weather Service is putting out here and see if we're getting any reports of any damage or anything of the sort. Not seeing anything. They're talking about flash flooding ongoing in parts of Lucas County near Toledo. So what that says and why that's important is once these storms and once the rain starts to move eastward, then that could be a threat as far as flooding goes. So just a heads up, some ponding on the roadways and some minor flooding possibilities as we go through the afternoon and as these storms put down some good amount of rainfall. About 1 to 2+ inches is what we're forecasting with the rain and the storms this afternoon. And we could use the rain too. We don't want it all in one big swoop, but we could use the rain. It's been awfully dry, abnormally dry around these parts. And again, we're looking at this storm that's in eastern Ashtabula County, northeastern Ashtabula County, Kellogg'sville, now just to the south and the east of you. And it's moving eastward. We'll be into Pennsylvania probably within the next 10 minutes or so. And we're looking at what we call the storm relative velocity, which gives us a sense. If you see that real bright green, that's just to the north of Riggs and Ship. Those are the winds going towards the radar site. And the radar site is here in Cleveland. And then if you look at I'd say just to the east of that and just to the north of that, you'll see some reds, and those are those winds that are going away from the radar site. So that gives us that indication that there is rotation in this storm. So that's why we look at this. That's why we look at that tool to say, okay, where is the rotation? Is it weakening? Is it broadening? If it broadens out, then we're looking at more of a general rotation in the storm itself. But if it starts to tighten up, then we say, okay, that's in specific in the storm, that is a rotation that's indicative of a tornado. All right, so I'll look at this polygon marker again just to give you the general direction of where this storm is headed. It's still headed due east, still got a tornado warning to 1:45, and so that's another 6 minutes, and it's right on the Ohio-Pennsylvania state line. So it will be into Pennsylvania again very soon. Still looking at that large hail that's with that storm, and that's the other component that I'm really looking at besides the rotation is the large hail that is accompanying this storm. So some hail damage maybe to some cars and carports or what have you with this large hail that's falling. It's been a severe season. We're going to continue to see and watch these storms throughout the course of the afternoon. Still looking at here's a potential hail size here that we're still looking at. Now it looks like the hail is just to the hail core is just to the south and east of Kelloggsville, right along 7 into the Riggs area. So you're probably seeing some of that hail there. So heads up there that some hail and some really strong winds moving through the area. Let's take a look at velocity and see if we can't maybe query some of the winds that are in this storm here. See if we can't do that. So it's a gate-to-gate shear is not overly impressive. And I won't get into the weeds of what gate-to-gate shear is, but overall, we're just looking at the winds inside the storm. Not overly impressive, the winds inside this storm, but nonetheless, we are seeing some rotation and some wind inside the storm. And the rotation looks like it's sort of, broadening just a bit, but we still see a clear couplet there is what we call that green and that red. So not going to let down the guard just yet. Again, that's right on the cusp of the Ohio and Pennsylvania state line there. And those areas that are seeing this is the Kelloggsville just to the south of you into Riggs, and it's moving east right across the Pennsylvania state line. So if you are in Kelloggsville and in Riggs, that's where that storm is moving in the rotation. A lot of lightning with the storm. Again, heads up there. And then some large hail with the storm as well. We're talking an inch or more in diameter with this hail. So certainly a classic severe thunderstorm in terms of the definition of a severe thunderstorm, where you see the large hail, you see the heavy rain, you see the gusty winds of at least 60 miles an hour. So we have, nonetheless, if we don't have an actual tornado come out of this storm, you do have some really gusty straight line winds with this storm that's going through. So again, important, not only because of what we're seeing in Ashtabula County, but what is to come this afternoon as we see the showers and embedded thunderstorms roll through this afternoon. Now we're going to have to especially be on guard, because now we know that some of these storms could tap into what this storm tapped into, a little bit of rotation in the atmosphere. Also, a severe thunderstorm watch issued for Cuyahoga, Lake, Ashtabula, Geauga, Portage, Trumbull, and Mahoning counties. So heads up there, severe thunderstorm watch for those counties. Let me just see how long that watch goes for. They put that out there, and I want to see how long that goes for. It looks like inch and a half hail in diameter. So it looks like that's ping pong ball sized hail up in the Ashtabula County. So once this storm passes, and if you see any damage, you can certainly take pictures and videos and then send that into our newsroom. You can also give our newsroom a call or email if you have some damage reports that are at your place, so that we can it really helps us verify what the technology is telling us as well. So if the technology is telling us that there are gusty winds, there's ping pong ball size hail that's falling, then that really helps us say, okay, what the technology is telling us is accurate, because the people are now telling us the same thing, that that's what they're seeing in their area. All right, so severe thunderstorm watch, it looks like that is going to go, looks like until 9 o'clock, it looks like. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch in those areas until 9 o'clock. What will happen more than likely is if these storms fizzle out before that, then they will drop that severe thunderstorm watch. But I think to cover the timing of the storms, you just want to be careful. As a matter of fact, let's look just really quickly, then we'll get back to that tornado warning and track where that storm is headed. So here is the future cast. So we take you through the afternoon. So this is what we're saying here. So notice how here we are at about 1:45, 2 o'clock. You look up into Ashtabula County. You see that right there? That is take into account that storm that's moving through now. And then you look for the rest of the afternoon. This is what we've got going on. We got more rain and more embedded thunderstorms. And so that's why I'm saying that this could happen at any other place this afternoon as well. So now we've got to be on guard for the potential for a tornado warning through the course of the afternoon. But by the time we get towards, say, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, that's where the rain gets out of here and we're starting to dry out and clear out slowly from west to east. So that's why the severe thunderstorm watch is until 9 o'clock, so we can cover those bases there. All right, so again, let's look back at that tornado warning. And we're going to see where that couplet is. And again, that couplet is telling us the winds inside a storm. We can tell so many things with radar, and the storm relative velocity is more looking at what the winds are doing in the storm. And we're seeing that that storm is moving right on the state line there. So they will, if they don't allow this to expire here, then they'll probably extend it into Pennsylvania. But we would see this storm move completely out of Ohio probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes or so, maybe within the next scan or two of the radar. The radar scans every about 3 to 5 minutes or so. We get a scan in here. And so that is almost out of here, but I am seeing the large hail still with this storm, potential hail size being large there. Look at that here. We even got some hail sizes of a storm that's right along East Lake and Menor. So East Lake and Menor seeing some hail coming down from a storm there as well. Maybe some small hail. It might be melting in Geneva before it even hits the ground. But right on the state line there, right along 84 is where we're seeing that large hail core now. Just to the east of Monroe Center is where that large hail core is. So some very large hail with this storm. Again, ping pong ball sized hail. I'll show you that just again real quickly because the National Weather Service now is saying 1.5 inch sized hail. So that is ping pong ball sized hail falling out of that storm in eastern Ashtabula County. Again, once this is all over, once you come out of your safe space, then you can take assessment of the damage. And if you see anything, certainly give our newsroom a call or email us with pictures or videos that you see of some of the damage there. So these storms are really starting to move in here right along the coast. Not seeing a whole lot inland, but right along the coastal counties, we are seeing the storms start to really fire up here. And this is what the Futurecast was telling us. And as that front moves through here, then more moisture will be picked up in the atmosphere and fire off an instability there. So we're still looking at, again, that large hail core that's moving out of the area. And let me just take a look here if there's any other damage reports coming in from the National Weather Service at all. Not seeing any damage reports yet, and if there are, those will come in over the course of time as the storm moves out of here, and then as people take assessment of the damage, then they'll report what they see. So far, again, have not seen if the warning has been allowed to expire. Let me just double check here. Yep, looks like we're all good. So I will send you back to the soccer game. And again, we'll watch through the course of the afternoon. And if more storms fire up that have a tornado element to it, we will be back right on air. All right, we'll head back to soccer.